Quote, the Strait of Hormuz is under full IRGC control and effectively closed at this moment. Multiple vessels have been forced to turn around since this morning as they attempted to pass through the strait. Trey adds this as well, the IRGC opening fire on at least one vessel as part of the closure policy they declared last night.
Hey everybody, this is Troy over at Uncomfortable Truths. Thanks for checking me out. So we've got to address what's going on because we have some people out there who are calling the greatest president in American history a liar. And they're doing this simply because last night, Donald Trump came out and said, we've got complete control over the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians are going to agree to a ceasefire. They're going to agree to a deal that we have yet to actually come up with. And then just a few hours later, it looks like they're now shooting on our ships. And people are saying that just because Donald Trump went out here and said a bunch of stuff that wasn't true, like Israel is going to stop attacking Lebanon and we have a ceasefire now between the United States and Lebanon and Israel and Lebanon, and that he's going to get Israel under control and make sure that they don't attack them anymore. People are saying that just because Trump said that he had Israel under control, that all of a sudden he's a liar. Just because Israel is doing the complete opposite of what Donald Trump said they were doing and they're striking into Lebanon, that doesn't make Donald Trump a liar. And just because Donald Trump said that we had control of the strait and then ships are now turning around and being sent back by the Iranians, again, doesn't make Donald Trump a liar. And I'm sick of you guys coming out here and saying that when Donald Trump speaks, we have to take his words seriously because he is the president of the United States. When he is out there talking and spreading his message, it's very simple, guys. Everything he says is true. You just can't take him literally. And some of you don't understand that. And that's becoming a big problem that's affecting us on the world stage because we've got a lot of great things going on. Gas is coming down because Donald Trump did such a great job with Iran that not that long ago, the strait was open before he started a war with Iran. And now that Iran's been, at war with us, now they're charging people for going through the strait and they're making more money than ever. And now sometimes the strait's closed. Actually, most of the time it's closed. It's closed right now. But that's actually good because Donald Trump has still got everything under control, guys. And if you don't believe that, I guess you're just some sort of dirty communist.
Ooh, if I sang out of tune, would you stand up and...
But thankfully, guys, these dirty peace-loving hippies aren't winning. And a mere hours after Donald Trump announced his fake ceasefire, the Israelis did the best thing possible, and they made sure that they attacked Lebanon and continued their attacks in Iran because we want to make sure that this war never ends. Because think about it, guys. Before we went to war, the strait was just open. People would go back and forth through it like it was no big deal. But now, the Iranians actually get to charge people for going through it. The cost of gas keeps going up. And I'm going to be honest, if the cost of gas going up is the price that we have to pay for war, then I'm willing to pay it. $6-7 a gallon, doesn't matter to me. The important thing is that we continue to do what's best in America's interest by sending our soldiers to go fight overseas and fight a country that didn't attack us and hasn't threatened to attack us. That's what our soldiers need to be doing. I don't care if they have to risk their lives to do that because that is what they signed up for because we need to protect the interests of Israel. That's the purpose of our United States military. And I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about how, we don't want to start wars all over the place with people, especially if it's just going to raise the cost of gas. And when the cost of gas goes up, so does everything else. Then pay more. Look, you are not a real patriot if you are not willing to pay more for gas and groceries and everything else just to make sure that we're taking care of a country that already has universal health care, that already has affordable living conditions, and that actually brings people in from other countries and pays for them to settle in them. I don't know what you want, but it sounds to me like you are not a serious person if you don't see how important it is to the United States to help this country that has no economic impact on us whatsoever and takes all of our money for their wars that they're instigating. That is the purpose of our military. It is to go out and fight Israel's wars. And if you don't understand that, you're not a real American. Donald Trump gets that, and that's why he's the most important president that we've ever had, because he's out here making fake ceasefire agreements, making fake peace deals, and telling everybody that everything is going to be better, despite the fact that the cost of everything keeps rising, despite the fact that he ran on a peace platform saying he wasn't going to take us to war in the Middle East. I'm glad he wasn't honest about that, guys. And I'm not saying that he's lying just because he wasn't being honest. I'm just saying that he ran on one thing and then now he's doing the complete opposite of what he ran on. And I think that's great because if Trump had been honest about what we were going to do in the Middle East, people probably wouldn't have voted for him. And then we would be stuck with somebody that was, I don't know, only 95% in the pocket of Israel instead of 100%. And that would be a disgusting loss because we need to make sure that we were doing everything that Israel tells us to do. Because guys, it's in our best interest too. We've got a bunch of people in the United States who don't even want to go to these wars, who think that a job of a soldier is to protect their own country. And if we keep this process going, if we keep thinking about the world like that, we're going to start excluding ourselves from all of these wars that Israel is giving us the opportunity to join. We don't want to be these people that are isolationists. It's a disgusting word, and it's something that we really need to get out of our vocabulary. The purpose of the military is to go out there and fight Israel's wars and to make sure that you can be free in Israel, because we don't want you free here. We want to make sure that here you are so broke that you have to join the military and go fight for Israel. Because they're a small country, guys. They're a small country and they are extremely violent. They are a warmongering nation. And for us to make sure that they are going to be protected, despite the fact they're a small country that wants to start a lot of fights, they need our help. And we've got to give it to them. And the uncomfortable truth is, guys, Donald Trump's fake ceasefires probably aren't going to work because they haven't worked yet. And Israel, they keep breaking these ceasefires. And that means that the next thing we're going to do is probably put boots on the ground, which I'm not saying is a bad idea. I'm just saying that do we really want to go through a situation where we're going to be putting our own soldiers even more at risk on behalf of Israel? I think the answer to that question is obviously yes. So if that means American soldiers have to lose their lives to make sure that Israel can keep starting wars of aggression, then I guess that's where we're at, guys. So do me a favor, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and share the uncomfortable truths.